I just found out the disgusting reason my nurse intentionally harmed my wife when she went into labor. I first noticed it 5 minutes in, when she gave her medicine that specifically made her contractions more painful. Within minutes, my wife was crying. "Something's wrong," I begged the nurse. But Renee responded that this was standard procedure. She patted my wife's leg, then put on a new glove, and told us she needed to check how dilated my wife was. She put her hand inside, and when she pulled it out, her glove was covered in blood and some sort of matter. Not only that, but my wife was now screaming in a way I'd never heard before. That's when Renee turned my attention to the baby's heart rate monitor. It was dropping. "We need to perform an emergency C-section for the baby's safety," she said. Before I knew it, she was wheeling in medical equipment and throwing out medical jargon that made it sound like my wife would die without this. I couldn't even protest as she rushed Abigail away. I begged to at least be let into the operating room, but was told no. The doors swung shut in my face as my wife's hand reached for mine. 20 minutes later, a doctor I'd never seen before found me in the hallway. "I'm sorry, your daughter didn't make it." I dropped to my knees. "When can I see her just to hold her?" I asked through tears. "She's being prepared," the accompanying nurse said. "Give us some time." I waited 6 hours while they prepared her. Finally, they wheeled out a small bassinet. When I pulled back the blanket, my stomach dropped. The baby's nose was wrong. The chin was different from every ultrasound we'd had. This was not our baby. When Abigail finally woke up from surgery and she was shown our dead baby, she had the same reaction as me. "That's not our baby." The nurses exchanged glances. One of them sat down beside Abigail's bed. "Honey, I know this is hard. Grief makes us see things differently. This is your baby." Abigail became frantic, trying to get out of bed despite the fresh C-section incision. "You don't understand. This isn't her." That's when they pulled out a needle to sedate my wife again, claiming trauma-induced psychotic break. By the time I could grab the nurse's arm to stop her, the needle was already in. When she woke up again, calmer but still insisting, they brought in a psychiatrist. Dr. Morrison didn't even examine the baby. He just nodded while taking notes about our shared delusion. He prescribed antipsychotics for Abigail and suggested I might benefit from therapy too. We demanded genetic testing. The head nurse Barbara rolled her eyes at me. "Sir, you need to accept your loss. We've been doing this for 30 years. Babies' features can appear different due to swelling." When I insisted, she said we'd need authorization forms, psychiatric evaluations, to prove we were mentally competent to make that request. The hospital can't just run expensive tests because grieving parents are in denial. I tried going over her head. The department director gave me 10 minutes between surgeries. He didn't even look at the photos from our ultrasounds when I tried to show him. "I understand you're going through something unimaginable, but our staff are professionals. These conspiracy theories are a normal part of grief." He recommended a support group for parents who'd lost children during delivery. The hospital administrator, Mr. Granlock, was worse. When I finally got a meeting after camping outside his office for 3 days, he had security on standby. "Sir, your behavior is escalating. You're harassing our staff, making wild accusations. I sympathize with your loss, but if this continues, I'll have to ban you from the premises." He slid a paper across his desk. "This is a formal warning. One more incident, and we'll